All right, guys, I'm going to touch base a little bit on what happened in this last UFC between Josh Emmet and Ricardo Lamas. Alex, please. What Lamas did is he threw a low kick, and he got pretty wide with his hands, and what happens a lot in all combative arts that have low kicks, it seems to be an unwritten rule that off of low kicks, people want to take a break. And Lamas, I thought, took a little bit of a mental break. He went low kick and had his hands really wide, and he got caught with the hook. What Josh Emmet was doing is he was trying to counter the low kick with the cross. The cross missed, but he leaped in on the hook and caught him on that exchange. Lamas had his hands pretty wide and just received that hook to the head with, again, a loose guard. So I want to break this down a little bit and talk about eye, mental, hand placement when you're doing low kicks. First thing I ask my guys to do is watch the chest and not to look low. I ask them to watch the chest on low kick. So if Alex decides to throw a punch, I can move my head and I'm at least aware of him trying to counter me rather than looking at his legs, and I'm not going to see him throw his punches or whatever his counter may be. So let's watch the chest for one, because from the chest, my peripheral, I can see everything else that's going on with his body, or I should at least if I'm being focused, not thinking about some other stuff, some other elements. Now, thinking, feeling, you have to feel this. It's art, any art you have to feel, okay? So I want to watch the chest, hit the leg, but make sure I'm aware if he's going to counter or not. I mean, just be aware of it. You don't have to overly dwell on it. And I don't worry about anything. I'm just making sure I'm aware of certain things. So one thing that also I need to make sure is happening is off my low kicks, I have a response before, during, and after that also. Because off the low kick, we can go through our BMT series with the plant, the return, and the follow. And I halfway thought that Lamas was going to come back with his own hook. And what happens a lot is when people want to attack to the left, they generate momentum with their right. They'll do this, or they get wide. If they want to hit the right, they'll generate momentum with their left. And that makes sense, but it's doing it with your core rather than with the hand itself. But there are options for that also, okay? Now, if you are hitting this low kick, stay alert. Watch the chest. As you're returning that leg, you come back with your own hook, and then your cross, okay? Or whatever you want, right? You can come back with the cross also. It's just a half-second delay because I got to get my leg back first. That's why I like what we call the return. Off the low kick, when I'm returning that leg, I'm bringing my hook with me. And now I'm loading my hook with the return of my kick. So I'm going here, boom, hitting that hook. Now, I can stay put on that hook, boom. I could drag him in on that hook. Or let's say he goes back, I can hop forward on the hook. So there are options to that. It's going to make sure you're staying tight, you're staying clean, you're staying precise.